Hello friends, in this slide we will discuss the introduction of pharmacognosy and the classification of crude drugs. In this slide we will discuss the outline of slide. First point covers the definition of pharmacognosy and crude drugs. After that we will discuss various types of classification of crude drugs which involve alphabetic classification, morphological classification, pharmacological classification, chemical classification and taxonomic classification. In this slide we will discuss the definition of pharmacognosy and crude drugs. So first of all we will discuss the meaning of pharmacognosy. The name pharmacognosy is derived from the Greek word pharmakon and gignosco. Pharmakon meaning a drug and gignosco meaning to acquire knowledge. So this is the meaning of pharmacognosy. After that we will discuss the definition of pharmacognosy. Pharmacognosy is the study of history, biological sources, distribution, morphology and microscopy, method of cultivation and collection, chemical constituents, identification tests and medicinal uses of crude drugs. After that we will discuss the definition of crude drugs. These drugs are also known as a simple or naturally occurring drugs because they are found in raw form. So these are known as a crude drugs. In this slide we will discuss the alphabetic classification of crude drugs in detail. So alphabetic classification is the simplest way of classification of crude drugs, and the drugs are arranged in alphabetic order in their English name as well as local language names or vernacular names. Some standard books like pharmacopoeias, dictionaries and various references books which classify the crude drugs according to this system. For example, Indian Herbal Pharmacopoeia, British Pharmacopoeia, British Herbal Pharmacopoeia, United States Pharmacopoeia and National Formulary. In this slide, we will discuss the morphological classification of crude drugs. In this system, the crude drugs are classified or arranged on the basis of morphological characters as well as organoleptic characters. So they can be classified into two types. First is organized drugs and second is unorganized drugs. Organized drugs which are obtained from the direct part of the plant or which containing cellular tissue. For example, drugs are obtained from various parts like rhizome, bark, leaves, fruit and entire plant. Unorganized drugs which are obtained from the other than cellular parts, and these are waste material for the plant. For example, opium latex, gelatin, tragacan, benzoin, honey, etc. It also involves the organoleptic characters for the identification of crude drugs. For example, color, odor, texture, taste and size and shape of the parts of the plant. In this slide, we will discuss the pharmacological classification of crude drugs. According to this system, crude drugs can be classified on the basis of pharmacological action of their phytoconstituents and their therapeutic uses. So this is known as a pharmacological, biological or therapeutic classification of crude drugs. We can understand this classification by the help of different types of examples. For example, anti-cancer crude drugs is shown by phylum or taxon, anti-inflammatory drugs which involve colchicum and turmeric, anti-asthmatic drugs which involve ephedra and lobelia, antispasmodic drugs which involve dhatura and hyoscyamus, analgesic drugs which involve opium, carminative drugs which involve coriander fennel, clove and peppermint, expectorant drugs which involve tulsi, tolobalsam and vasaka, cardiotonic drugs which involve digitalis and stropanthus. So this is the example of different types of pharmacological activities of crude drugs. In this slide, we will discuss the chemical classification of crude drugs. According to the system, the crude drugs can be classified on the basis of their chemical nature of their phytoconstituents. So they can be classified into different types of categories. First category is carbohydrate containing crude drugs. For example, starch, honey, agar and acacia. Next is glycoside containing crude drugs. For example, aloe vera, rhubarb, senna, cascara, etc. Third is tannin containing crude drugs. For example, pale catechu, black catechu or ashoka bark. Next is volatile oil containing crude drugs. For example, fennel, caraway, coriander, cardamom and orange peel. Next is lipid containing crude drugs. For example, castor, olive and base wax. Next is alkaloid containing crude drugs. For example, opium, coffee, nicotine and tea. Next is protein containing crude drugs. For example, gelatin and peppermint. Next is resin containing crude drugs. For example, cannabis, capsicum and turmeric. So this classification is based on the chemical nature of their phytoconstituents. In this slide, we will discuss the taxonomic classification. According to this classification, crude drug can be classified on the basis of their taxonomy as well as nomenclature. So, it involves the study of kingdom, phylum, order, family, genus and species. We can understand this classification by example of Peppermint. So we can see the division is angiosperm, class is dicotyledon, subclass is sympetale, order is Tubiflori, suborder is Verbenianae, family is Labiatae, subfamily is Stichodoideae, genus is Mentha and species is Mentha piperata. So we can understand this classification on the basis of nomenclature.